Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you all. Today I'm here in the Charlie District Police Station with the Lieutenant Todd McAllister. He's also the Director of the Community Relations. Thank you, Lieutenant, for having me here. And we're just going to, we have a very good news for you guys. As you know that the exam for the police officer, it has been extended from May 22 to May 31st. So May 22nd to May 31st. I think I am the only Bangladeshi person who took the test twice and passed the test in last 8 years. And ever since, I've been encouraging our community people, youngsters, and folks to take the exam for police officer, because we are pretty much everywhere. As you know, we're involved with everything. We have a large population, Bangladeshi population here in Buffalo, except for the law enforcement. And we do not have not even one person, male or female officer here in Buffalo. And it is really difficult for our folks to explain the situation when they call 911. I've witnessed that so many times. They call 911 and the police arrived and they cannot even explain the situation, what's the situation they need. So we desperately need somebody to take the test and take the opportunity not to just make money, but at the same time you're going to serve the community better, and you'll get the reward here and after. I do a lot of community work, and there is certain thing we cannot get involved, like such as if you become a police officer, you can definitely get involved more deeper than as a regular community activist or any leaders. Not everybody can get involved. So I'm going to pass the microphone to the lieutenant. He's going to talk about himself and the importance of police officer from our community. And also, I know, as you know, Lieutenant, a lot of our Bangladeshi can speak several languages, such as Urdu from Pakistan and Hindi, from Indians, and pretty much this can cover up majority of the community. So thank you, and you can talk a little bit about the test and yourself. Okay. Thank you.
Well, first, let me start from thank you for having me here today. This is a great opportunity to explain the process of becoming a Buffalo police officer. Like stated, my name is Lieutenant Todd McAllister. I am a lieutenant previously from Bravo District, which is in downtown Buffalo, but now I'm the Director of Community Relations for the department, now stationed at headquarters. So what I'm here to talk about today is our recruitment process. What I have here is a flyer. As you can see, you've probably seen these scattered throughout the city of Buffalo over the course of the last few months. On these flyers, there's a QR code right now at the bottom. What makes it easier from this process compared to other processes that we had in the past is that historically a person who wanted to sign up for a Buffalo police exam, wanted to sign up for the Buffalo police exam, would have to go down to City Hall. They would have to wait in line, fill out a paper application, and from there go down to Treasury and make a payment. With this process that we have right now, from your home, from your tablet, from whatever you have, you can simply take your phone out and scan this QR code. That QR code will then take you to an address that has the actual civil service application online. You can make a payment from that same process, and there's no hiccups. All you need is a cell phone. You don't have to go downtown for anything. So with this Buffalo police exam that we're having coming up, there's a couple of requirements that, am I free to talk about?
Yes, sure, absolutely.
So requirements. The biggest thing we have right now, in order to sit for the exam, which means in order to actually take the exam on June 17th, you need to be 19 years old. So you can't be 18 in 364 days. You have to be 19 to actually sit down and take the exam. In order to be hired, which means to enter the academy, you cannot be 35 years old. You have to be 34. So that's 34 years old in 364 days, you will qualify. At 35, you do not qualify at that point. You also, to take the exam, you have to be a New York State resident, which is different from the past. Before, they required that you had to be a Buffalo resident. So that means you can currently live in Cheektowaga, Lackawanna, Amherst. You can live in New York City. You can live in Brooklyn. They require that before you are actually hired onto the Buffalo Police Department, that you move into the city of Buffalo within 90 days before you're hired. So that gives you time to actually find residency within our city to become a city of Buffalo cop. Now, the process does not stop there. So I know we look at the fact that we're saying that the deadline is May 31st, which is next Wednesday. The exam is June 17th. If you are accepted past that point, the simple things is, well, you're just going to be a cop, doesn't really apply. The next phase would be a couple different components. We have a physical component, which consists of a 1.5 mile run, 29 push-ups, and 38 sit-ups for men. Female standards are a little bit different, but you're still required to pass based on your age and gender. From there, there's a psychological exam, there's a medical background, there is a panel interview, and from that point, whether you pass everything, decides whether you make it to the next phase, which is the Erie County Police Academy.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much, Lieutenant, for explaining this. I'm just going to ask a few questions quickly. So you mentioned about the requirements. What are the requirements? What are the education a person have to take the test?
In order to take the test to be a Buffalo police officer, the only thing they're requiring right now is a GED, which is it's a high school diploma equivalency. So that's all you need at this given point. There's no college credits required. There's no high school diploma required. Just a GED is required at this point right now to take the exam. In addition to that, requirements are, like I said before, the age factor.
Okay. Thank you so much. And another 3 questions I'm going to ask you together, which is very simple. What are the departments are there? What's the salary looks like? And is it full-time, part-time, or just full-time? Thank you.
Yes, sir. So within the City of Buffalo's Police Department, we only offer full-time positions. The salary for a Buffalo police officer to start is roughly about $49,000 to enter the academy. So from the moment you join the force, and you're officially sworn in, your salary is at $49,000. And that includes what's also important that people forget out. That includes your benefits, which includes your medical, your dental, healthcare, et cetera, for you and your family at that given point. It goes a little further than that as well. We have educational stipends for those who have continued education, so like a master's degree or bachelor's or even some forms of college credit. Within the city of Buffalo, we have 5 districts. 5 districts consist of Adam District, which is in South Buffalo, Bravo District, which is our central district, and that's in downtown Buffalo, Charlie District, which we're at right now, which is on Ferry and Fillmore, Delta District, which is on Hurdle, which covers our North Buffalo area, and E District, which is in the corner of Bailey and Langfield, which covers mostly the east side. So with that, those are 5 different units that you can go to, which is our basic forms of policing. In addition to that, we have our BHT team, which is our behavioral health team. We have school resource officers. We have also, once you get a little further, the specialized units. We have a SWAT team, which you can see on this flyer, which is a phase that you go through based on your seniority. You try out for the SWAT team, and as everybody's seen on TV, the SWAT team does other specialized tasks. We have our K-9 unit. We have a scuba diving unit. In addition to that, we have our crisis management teams. We did have a traffic unit, but we do have a truck squad who specializes in dealing with 18-wheelers. All those positions are within the department that people kind of overlook because we have our focus on getting in the patrol car and being the cops and robbers type of police officer. But we also have other aspects of it that you can venture off into. Which I think is important for me speaking to you guys today is that, like said before, our community is very diverse. And a lot of times language barriers exist within the community. We need more people who speak several languages because that will help out us on calls. We do have a language line, but sometimes the language line may take too long. It's also important to have somebody who can relate to the people we're dealing with every single day. So when you call us, or somebody calls you once you're an officer and says, hey, this is my problem. Well, hey, this is my problem in English is completely different in another language. That's why we need all the help we can get.
Thank you so much. Last thing, I don't know if you know, as you know, in New York City, this is where originally I'm from, Brooklyn and Queens also. But in New York City, we have several Bangladeshi police officers, and when they start, usually they start as a rookie. Like they have they start usually you stand on the street, or they will give you a bicycle, to patrol the community and stuff. How is it here? Like as soon as you become a police officer, do you have to go through that, or you just get into the car, and how does it work here? Thank you.
So the way it works in the city of Buffalo is that once you graduate from the Erie County Law Enforcement Training Academy, you are then given to your respective agencies. In that law enforcement academy is not just Buffalo. It consists of every police agency within Erie County. So that's Amherst, Tonawanda, Hamburg, Orchard Park, Depew, the NHCA police. They're all within the same realm in that academy. You then come to Buffalo and you work with our Buffalo Academy for about 3 weeks to teach you the ins and outs of the Buffalo policing. From that point, the next thing that you have to do would be that you get an FTO assignment. FTO is a field training officer. You're assigned to that person. He or she is responsible to teach you approximately, I want to say it's 640 hours of police work. That police work may entail driving, report writing, arrest procedures, how to operate different things we may have, I'm not saying you have to learn how to ride a bike, but different things that we have. You commit to that process for approximately, I want to say, maybe it's about 10 weeks. I don't want to quote me on that. From that point, you will bid into a district based on your seniority. You can bid into where you want to go. If there's a vacancy and your seniority is high enough, you go to that place, and that's your permanent assignment until you can bid somewhere else. So yes, we do have a bike patrol, but we don't have an assigned bike patrol. Every officer wants to complete their FTO process, then enters into a patrol district, and at that point you're on the street with the partner, understanding how to do your job.
Assalamu alaikum, I'm Maruf. আমি Lieutenant Todd McAllister সাথে আছি সি ডিস্ট্রিক্ট পুলিশ স্টেশনে। আমি আপনাদেরকে একটা খুশির সংবাদ দিই যে আমাদের বাফালো পুলিশ এক্সাম এটা ডেডলাইন ছিল মে 22 সো এটা এক্সটেন্ড হয়ে মে 31 গেছে। 31 ভিতরে আপনারা রেজিস্টার করতে পারেন পুলিশ টেস্ট এক্সাম দেওয়ার জন্য। এটা খুবই ইম্পর্টেন্ট আমাদের জন্য যে আমাদের কমিউনিটি থেকে স্পেশালি বাংলাদেশি পুলিশ অফিসার, মেল ও ফিমেল, আপনারা যে কেউ এক্সাম নিতে পারেন। আমি লাস্ট 8 ইয়ার্সে 2বার টেস্ট দিছিলাম, 2টাতে পাস করছি, বাট সময়ের জন্য এবং পার্সোনাল বিজি স্কেজুলের জন্য আমি একাডেমিতে যাইতে পারি নাই। সো এভার সিন্স আমি সবসময় আমি বলি স্পেশালি যারা ইয়ং যারা আছে যে টু প্রিপেয়ার ফর দ্য টেস্টটা তেমন হার্ড না। এটা I think the test lasts for 3 hours probably.
They give you approximately 3 hours.
3 hours, yes. So 3 ঘন্টা test, mostly general knowledge question, and তেমন hard কিছু না, but এটা easy. আমি মনে করি আমাদের বাফলোতে বাংলাদেশি পুলিশের অফিসারদের খুবই প্রয়োজন, বিকজ আমি নিজে উইটনেস করছি আমাদের অনেক সমস্যার জন্য, স্পেশালি যারা ইংলিশ কথা বলতে পারে না, ওদের অনেক ডিফিকাল্ট হয় সিচুয়েশনটা এক্সপ্লেন করার জন্য। সো কাপলের রিকোয়ারমেন্ট আছে আপনার টেস্টটা নেওয়ার জন্য। এখানে আপনার এই যে পোস্টারে এখানে বা অনলাইনে গেলে আপনারা কিউআর কোড স্ক্যান করলে সাথে সাথে চলে আসবে, আপনারা অনলাইনে রেজিস্টার করতে পারবেন। আপনার টেস্ট নিতে হলে ইউ হ্যাভ টু বি ইউএস সিটিজেন। ইয়েস, আপনার ইউএস সিটিজেন হতে হবে, প্লাস আপনার ওভার 19 ইয়ার্স ওল্ড হতে হবে, আর আপনার জিডি থাকলেই চলবে, আপনার কোনো কলেজ ডিগ্রি ক্রেডিট কিছুই লাগবে না। সো জাস্ট জিডি ইজ গুড এনাফ। এটা ফুল টাইম, স্যালারি স্টার্টিং হলো $49,000, and also it's 19 years to 35. So if you are 36, you cannot take the test, basically.
Vice versa, 34 to 35. 35, you can't take the test.
Oh, sorry. So from 19 years to 30, you have to be 19 years old to 34 years old. You cannot go, or if you're 35, then I'm sorry, cannot take the test. Also, প্রথমে শুধু বাফালো রেসিডেন্ট হইতে হইতো আপনার টেস্টটা নেওয়ার জন্য, বাট as long as আপনি নিউ ইয়র্ক স্টেট রেসিডেন্ট হইলে আপনি you can just take the test. So a person who moved here, let's say a week ago from New York City, can this person apply to take the test?
They can even take the test if they still live in New York City. You just have to live in Buffalo 90 days before you're hired.
Okay. So that's, I think you will have plenty of time for that. So this is a very good news. I think this is something new. I think they didn't have it before. I remember that. Yeah. So this is flexible, even easier for you guys. So I hope that you guys will come forward and at least give it a try. I mean, it's not. A lot of people might be scared. They say it's dangerous, but it's same everywhere. And I think this is a very respectful job, especially where there's a lot of diversity, diverse people. Community that are very diverse. I think it will be also fun work to do. It's not just you're doing one thing, you probably gonna end up doing multiple things at the same time. So this is very fun and exciting. So all the best, and I hope you guys do register and take the test. Take this matter seriously. It's not just about, it's about our community and how we can move forward. For our community. So thank you, Lieutenant. Another person I really want to thank, our chief, Tommy Champion, who is really nice person who does a lot for the community. Me and him, we talked about this situation all the time, that we really need a police officer from especially Bangladeshi community. So thank you for everything that you do. And thank you, Lieutenant Todd McAllister, for your time. And hopefully we'll have some great outcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.